We all know Tom Cruise is a Hollywood megastar. He's one of the biggest names in the game, known for his charm, good looks, and action-packed roles. Cruise has dominated the silver screen for decades through his roles in Top Gun and the Mission Impossible franchise. But what if I told you there was a time when his career almost ended overnight? This is the story of the scandal that nearly derailed Tom Cruise's entire career. Over the years, Tom has had many unforgettable interviews. But one moment from the Late Night Show with David Letterman in 1999 stood out for all the wrong reasons. Cruise recounted a story where he restricted oxygen for a passenger on a plane and laughed while telling it. Isn't that crazy? At that time, the legendary actor was promoting Eyes Wide Shut and had just come off huge hits like Jerry Maguire and Mission Impossible. As a regular guest on late night shows, Cruise was known for his fun, relaxed interviews. But during one appearance on Letterman's show, things took a strange turn. While chatting with Letterman, Cruise began telling a story about a time he was on a private plane. According to Tom himself, his co-pilot and a passenger were flying at high altitudes, but he suddenly realized that he didn't have the right amount of oxygen to stay alert at that altitude. You wouldn't believe what he did next. Cruise and the co-pilot decided to turn off the passenger's oxygen mask so they could finish their mission. Isn't that just insane? At first, Letterman, known for his playful nature, went along with Tom's story, laughing as he listened. But as the details unfolded, even the host seemed a little caught off guard. For the iconic actor, it seemed like a harmless prank. But the reality of restricting someone's oxygen, especially at high altitudes, was far from funny to many viewers. At high altitudes, planes are pressurized to maintain safe oxygen levels for passengers. Restricting someone's oxygen, even for a brief moment, can cause dizziness, confusion, and in severe cases, unconsciousness. What Cruise laughed off as a joke could have had real consequences. After the episode aired, reactions were mixed. Some viewers found the story funny, seeing it as a typical Tom Cruise prank. Others were shocked that he would do something so risky and laugh about it on national television. The incident didn't blow up into a major scandal, but it did raise questions about Cruise's judgment. Was it just a playful prank, or had he crossed a line? Even though the moment didn't have lasting consequences, it still left some wondering about the risks he's willing to take on and off-screen. We all know that Tom Cruise isn't afraid to take risks. He famously performs his own stunts, hanging out the sides of buildings and flying helicopters for his movies. But this wasn't a movie stunt. It was real life. It was the early 2000s, and Tom Cruise was still at the top of his game, playing roles in blockbusters after blockbusters. But behind the scenes, something was bubbling up that no one could have predicted. And it all started with a couch. In 2005, Tom Cruise made an infamous appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show. Cruise was visibly excited, perhaps too excited, about his new relationship with actress Katie Holmes. He jumped up and down on Oprah's couch, declaring his love for Katie. What should have been a heartwarming moment quickly spiraled into one of the most ridiculed incidents in TV history. As you would expect, the media exploded. Memes, late-night jokes, and constant parodies painted Cruise as unhinged. For the first time, people weren't laughing with Tom Cruise. They were laughing at him. Oh dear. And it didn't stop there. In 2005, Tom was in an interview with an Australian TV reporter, and the conversation took a sudden turn when the reporter asked Cruise about his past relationship with Nicole Kidman. That's when things got intense. The reporter asked him about his relationship with Kidman, specifically how their split might have affected him. Cruise, visibly uncomfortable, quickly shut the question down. According to Tom, his past with Kidman was private, and discussing it was off limits. He felt the question was inappropriate, especially given the fact that both he and Kidman had moved on. Since their divorce, both Cruise and Kidman have gone on to lead successful lives and careers. Kidman has become an Oscar-winning actress, while Tom continued to dominate Hollywood blockbusters. By 2005, they were each in new relationships and had different focuses in their lives. The incident didn't affect Cruise's career, but this moment highlighted just how sensitive certain topics can be, even for Hollywood's biggest stars. It also showed his willingness to stand up for his boundaries, making it clear that some aspects of his life are strictly off-limits, even in an industry where public and private life often blur. Around the same time, Tom made some very controversial statements about psychiatry and medication. Like his action movies, he doesn't stay away from trouble, does he? He publicly criticized actress Brooke Shields for taking antidepressants, claiming that mental health issues could be treated without drugs. Cruise's comments changed how many in the industry look at him, and the backlash was swift. Things escalated during an interview on The Today Show with Matt Lauer. Cruise argued with the show host about the effectiveness of psychiatric treatment, calling him glib and doubling down on his anti-medication stance. This wasn't just a movie star sharing an opinion anymore. People were starting to see a new, more intense side of Tom Cruise, and many didn't like it. By 2006, the public perception of Cruise was in free fall. Studio executives reportedly began questioning his marketability. Some even wondered if Tom had lost touch with reality. The combination of his outlandish behavior, the couch-jumping incident, and his aggressive stance on psychiatry created a perfect storm. In August that same year, the fallout hit hard. Sumner Redstone, the late chairman of Viacom, publicly announced that Paramount Pictures was ending its 14-year relationship with Tom Cruise. Rumor has it that Redstone claimed Cruise's behavior was unacceptable and that it had cost the studio millions in lost revenue. The media quickly picked up the story, and headlines proclaimed that Tom's career might be over. For a moment, it seemed like Hollywood had turned its back on Tom Cruise, but then something surprising happened. Cruise didn't just sit back and let his career crumble. Instead, he doubled down and took control of his own destiny. With his producing partner Paula Wagner, Tom formed a new company called United Artists. This company took control of the megastar's projects and future in Hollywood. It was a risky move, but it showed the world that Cruise wasn't going nowhere without a fight. And then, in 2008, the comeback began. Cruise starred in Tropic Thunder. He played a hilarious, self-deprecating role that poked fun at Hollywood itself. The role was a hit, and it reminded everyone why they loved Tom in the first place. Next came The Mission Impossible franchise with Mission Impossible 3, revitalizing his action hero status. The maestro wasn't just back, he was bigger than ever. Fast forward to today, and Tom Cruise has once again become one of the most successful actors in Hollywood. Top Gun: Maverick was a massive box office hit, proving that Cruise's star power hasn't faded. But let's not forget how close he came to losing it all. The couch jumping, the controversial interviews. Each moment brought him closer to the brink. Yet, in true Tom Cruise fashion, he turned it around and cemented his place as a Hollywood legend. So what can we learn from Tom Cruise's story? In Hollywood, scandals come and go, but a true star knows how to survive. Tom Cruise might have faced one of the biggest scandals of his career, but he proved that with determination, a little humor, and some incredible action scenes, you can overcome anything. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more.